Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Abraham again. So today will be the 5th episode in our myopia nearsightedness reversal series. If you have not watched episode 4, please click on the card above, and I will also leave a link in the description box below, and I will also leave a link for the whole playlist down below. Hope you're all doing well, so let's talk about some updates. So in the previous video I mentioned how I have finally regained 1.25 1.25 diopter. So in that video I was at 4.50, 4.5 diopters, and if we do the math, because I said my original contact lenses prescription was 5.75, so that's 1.25. But technically speaking, it could be also considered 1.5 because my original eyeglasses prescription was 6.25, and now at the level that I'm at now, the difference between my contacts and eyeglasses will be, let's say, only 1/4. So that is to say, if I'm wearing now contacts 4.5, my eyeglasses should be 4.75, and my original eyeglasses prescription was 6.25, so that put us at 1.5. Technically, so let's say I'm between 1.25 and 1.5 of diopters regained. So that's a good range for me, considering that I only started around a month ago. So I'm very happy with the progress. So what do we have for today's video? So I just got by mail a new prescription for the contact lenses. So it's -4. I'm currently still waiting the -4.5. This time I took it slow, because previously I used to, just wear the contacts for weeks, sometimes even less, sometimes just 5 days, and move to the next prescription because I was improving so fast. But this time I took it slow because I know, and I talked about this in the previous video, I know the more I progress, the harder it's gonna get, because as we said earlier, the first 1-2 diopters are easy to regain because usually you were over prescribed by our doctors and optometrists, and I think that's what happened there, because for this last diopter I'm being very careful. I want to make sure that that it's fully regained. So that's what I did over the last 2 weeks, because the first week while wearing the contacts there was considerable glare. Some days there was, some days there wasn't. When I'm tired I noticed that there was some glare, and if I spend so much time indoor working my computer, when I go out there was some glare. Tomorrow will be the last day where I wear my -4.5 for the contacts. Then I will wear these -4. Now I don't know if it was the smartest approach to take it another half diopter, because the previous weeks I think the last time I bought contacts, I took 1/4 off, then went to the half when I saw that the 1/4 off was very easy. Then I went half down. But you know what, guys? Like, I've been doing this every other week, and it's expensive. You buy the contacts online, then they get shipped, and when I buy like 2 cases, that's almost $100. So it's a lot of money. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go down a half and hope for the best, because the improvement has been quick and fast, and I hope my eyes will be able to manage another half diopter down. So that's for contacts. As for eyeglasses, if you remember in my first video in this series I showed you my new eyeglasses. Do you remember these? Oh, I can't see now with the contacts and this, that's too much. So these eyeglasses are -5.5, and as I said, my original prescription for my eyeglasses was -6.25. So in my first video I mentioned how I was able to regain 3/4 of a diopter right off the bat, just working for 1 week on active focus and looking as far as I can, right off the bat 3/4. And I mentioned in that video that it's probably because we're over prescribed by our doctors, and I think I was right. So what I did, so these glasses were from clearly.ca. It's a Canadian website for affordable eyeglasses. But for the current eyeglasses I even found a cheaper source, Zany Optical So Z or Z E-N-N-I optical.com. I think it's an American website, and I got even cheaper eyeglasses. The prescription that I bought is -4. So I have -4 for my eyeglasses, and I'm gonna get for the contacts, sorry, and I will get -4 also for the eyeglasses. Now keep in mind that eyeglasses are usually a quarter or half above the contacts. Now when I had higher myopia when I started this experiment, -6.25, the difference between my contacts and eyeglasses prescription was a whole half diopter. It was a half diopter. Now the difference is only a quarter. So after I get used to wearing these, which are -4, I should technically wear eyeglasses that are -4.25. But when I get -4 for my eyeglasses, I challenge myself further, because -4 for eyeglasses is like -3.75 for contacts. You see what I'm doing here? So once I get used to the contacts at -4, I wear the eyeglasses at -4. It's like I'm wearing contacts at -3.75. So I'm still gonna challenge my eyes, even when I get used to the new contacts prescription. Now I'm gonna start wearing the new contacts -4 this weekend. So expect a video from me a week or two talking about my progress. And I'm an optimist. I've been working hard and I'm hoping for the best, and I know and I think this will work. So hopefully in a week to two, let's say two, let's be realistic, hopefully in 2 weeks I can release a video for you guys and say that I regained 1.75 of my eyesight based on the contacts prescription. Again, the original prescription for contacts was -5.75, and these are -4. So once I adapted them, I'll officially have regained 1.75 of my contacts, of my eyesight. But if we base it on eyeglasses, the original was -6.25, and if we do the math, we have to add a quarter to this. So this will be like -4.25 for eyeglasses prescription. So that will put me at whole 2 diopters back. That would be amazing. So I'm gonna post a video in a week and a half to 2 weeks concerning my contacts prescription progress. And then once I get the Zenni optical glasses with a prescription of -4, I think it's going to take me another maybe a week or two to adapt. And once I feel like there's no glare anymore and I fully adapted to the lower prescription, I'll post another video talking about how I regained 2.25 of my eyesight. Wow, that would be amazing. And guys, because again, my original prescription for eyeglasses is -6.25, and the new eyeglasses are -4, so that's 2.25 diopters back. Wow, that would be amazing. And here's my plan. My plan is to be able to release that video of the eyeglasses progress by, let's say, the end of September. Remember, my first video in this series was July 28th, I believe, and so that will put us at 2 months. So in 60 days, more or less, if I could come out to you guys and say, you know what guys, after 2 months, 60 days, I have already regained 2.25 of my eyesight, that would be amazing, and it would validate my beliefs that you could regain eyesight naturally based on hard work, looking for, avoiding, the use of technology all the time and being close up all the time, and also eating healthy and all the kind of good stuff. So speaking of that, for this video we're gonna talk about my habits and how I regained my eyesight in a minute, but first I want to show you all the contacts that I had to buy so far. It's getting crazy. I'm probably gonna post them on eBay to sell them, and when I do, I might give you the links, guys, if somebody's interested in eye contacts for cheaper price than the market. So when I first started, there's so many contacts here, so give me a minute. When I first started out, I started with, oh my goodness, with -5.75. So I have this here, so that's the first one. That's when I started the whole experiment, -5.75. Then after I took half from my eyeglasses and I went to -5.5 for my eyeglasses, I went also one half down for my contacts. So then I bought, gotta find them, oh my god, then I bought -5.25 for my contacts. And as you can see, if you look here guys, I barely used the first row, so that's all I used. I mean, the progress has been amazing and so fast, I barely had to use all of this. Then I was like, wow, the progress is amazing, let's challenge myself further. And this time I took another half down. And then I got myself -4.75. And I still was not challenged. Look guys, I barely used the first row, I still have 2 of them here. And you have all of this stuff here. I barely used any. Like after 3-4 days, and that was when I made video number 4 in the series, I just wore the -4.5, and that was kind of challenging. And as you can see, I wore them all the way. I only have 2 to go. I'm gonna wear the last 2 tomorrow, and then on Saturday I'm gonna wear -4. Now, one of the things I've been thinking about is, and I noticed this when I work on my computer, because I do a lot of video editing and I try to run another online project, and again, I'm a student and a teacher. Wearing the -4.5 that I wear now when I use the computer is not healthy. I should buy my first differential close-up eyeglasses. If you remember in the second video of the series, and if you have not watched it, I'll add a link above, we talked about the importance of having eyeglasses for close-ups and one for, you know, far range viewing. So since I'm gonna get by mail soon my -4 eyeglasses, I'm thinking about getting -2.5 for close-ups, and this way I can make sure that I'm not impeding my progress and, you know, halting the whole process. Because if I keep looking at close objects with my -4s or -4.5, I'm gonna soon hurt my progress, because my eyes are not gonna adapt to near objects the way they should, because they have the same prescription for both near and far objects. So once I do and get eyeglasses for close-up, I will let you know as well, guys. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is something I talked about in the video in the 4th episode, but I think I should also talk about it more now, which is why I'm improving this quickly. In the last video I mentioned first of all that I spend a lot of time outdoors, which I still do, and I work now in a summer camp in the summer, so I'm getting a lot of time to go outside and not be on technology all the time. And I also mentioned the fact that I avoid close-up as much as possible, so I work less on computers, and I'm at home sometimes I don't wear my glasses. Now, that's not the best approach. At home I should wear my close-up glasses, which I should get soon. That will have better. And I also talked about my diet, and I mentioned how you know, in my diet there's a lot of vitamins, and I get all my B12s, omega-3s, and my vitamins, and all the things you need, and omega-3s and the healthy stuff, all of that. Now, Money Printers, a YouTube user who's been amazing, has been given a lot of feedback, he commented in all my videos with amazing tips. Talked also about the importance of antioxidants, and he mentioned names of oxidants that I don't really know. And if you'd like, just go to the comments for read the comments he left for the 4th video, and he mentions the names of the antioxidants that are important, and then you can try yourself to obtain the antioxidants. But in general, I want to point out, based on his comment, that I believe antioxidants are also helping me reverse myopia quickly, because my diet is full of antioxidants. I eat a lot of leafy greens, a lot of nuts and seeds, and, you know, I get all the antioxidants that all the health advocates try to push us to eat. So I have that in my diet, so that would be another reason why my improvement has been this drastically fast. So I'm doing all the basics, you know. I'm avoiding close-ups as much as possible, spending a lot of time outdoors, and practicing active focus at least an hour every day, and then eat healthy, get my omega-3s, B12s, vitamins, all the minerals, and get a lot of antioxidants. And I avoid processed food. I don't eat processed food whatsoever. I barely, almost never eat out. So yeah, I think I'm getting all the basics right. And I said last time that the only thing that is missing is probably proper sleep. But I have been sleeping better the last couple of days, and I'm trying to make it into a habit that's gonna stick to sleep more consistently, and I think that will help me improve better. So guys, that's what I have for you today. I'll definitely post a video soon once I for sure regain another quarter of a diopter, or actually this time it's a half. So once I feel comfortable with the -4s, I'll post another video and let you know. I'm going to leave in the description box again a link for the whole playlist and for the 4th episode, the previous episode. I'll also leave some links for cheap eyeglasses I found on Amazon, and some links for books I found that I think you will guys find useful, that will help you stay in that zone of reversing myopia and getting more important helpful information. So as always guys, I hope you found this useful. Like, comment and subscribe if you haven't, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.